Okay, just like it says in the title, this is not some of your typical YouTuber come on clickbait bullshit video. There's no electronic proofreads going to be in this video, no lights, or this is absolute true confession. I'm Alan Barnes, this is Geargasms, in case you don't know that. But the confession is this. I've never ever lied to you guys, but there have been some things I haven't told you. The sin of omission. I just wrapped up 5 years of producing Geargasms, and this was a channel that I really just created as a parody of a gear channel, just something I was going to do for fun. I gave it a stupid, awful, unmarketable name that my friends and a couple of friends and some family members might be able to help easier remember and find my channel. Obviously, I didn't think it would grow the way it has grown. And just a couple of months ago, I hit a big milestone, 3 million views, and actually hit 20,000 subscribers on my birthday. Now, you would think I would feel tremendous joy because that was a big deal. I've worked really hard to get to that number, and that number is a big deal for a garbage channel like this, but I felt no joy. And I'll tell you why. The year 2023 was probably the absolute worst year of my life. Both of my parents passed away within 6 months of each other. They had been sick for a couple of years, my mother with dementia, my father with Parkinson's disease, and a whole host of other things. But in 2022, Thanksgiving weekend, they both went to the same hospital in separate ambulances on the same day. Both destined to never come home again. My mother ended up passing away in a nursing home memory care in Virginia in February. Just 3 months after that, 6 months almost to the day after that, my father passed away in the hospital up here where I work. So it hasn't been a good year. Example, that weekend that all that happened, I was shooting a video for Starfavor, a brand new company. Well, they weren't a new company, but they were brand new to making guitars, and they chosen to debut their guitar, which was pretty expensive, on this channel, and it was due the next week. So at that point, I don't know if my parents are living or dying. I managed to finish that video. I come home from the hospital an hour and a half away into the night, crank that video out. At that moment, I was like, Jesus, I'm showbiz as fuck. And I didn't necessarily want to be. I just had that responsibility. I know they would have taken it and been like, okay, we get your parents are in the hospital. I didn't want to make that excuse. The show had to go on. I knew I had to do that video, even though the last thing I wanted to do was smile and be all Geargasms-y in front of the camera. And this past year has been much like it. The past 2 years, but this past year, especially 2023, everything I've been doing, I've been shooting fast, quick. I've always tried to stay produced minimum of 4, a lot of times 8 or 9 weeks ahead. And the reason I did that and made everything so rushed is because when you have two parents that are teetering like that, they go, one of them at the same time, both times. I had no idea what was going to happen next. I had no control over my life. I had no control over my schedule. So yeah, I just had to just wing it as best I can. I had to paint on a happy face, try and find some comedy, even though I was just having like I say, a completely horrible year, try and find a voice still inside that I could hopefully still create some joy and some laughs for other people, because we're all going through it right now. So that resolved sadly, but what I'm hoping to do starting off this next year finally is maybe to slow down a little bit. I do have a full-time job, and it's more than a full-time job in healthcare. It is grueling, and somehow on top of that, I find time to try and make this content. You can see that it's not all that professional, and again, sometimes when I'm doing this gear and these companies are sending me all this stuff, I'm like, this wasn't even supposed to be a real gear channel. It was just supposed to be a joke, and it still kind of is. And I want to make sure that I don't lose sight of that, or you all don't lose sight of that. I want to make sure that this thing stays stupid. Rules, I don't care about them. I give no fucks. I'm not going to bleep that. This video isn't about views or trying to, blah, blah, blah. It's about two things. It's about me telling you what's been going on and promising hopefully we'll have a better year and years going forward. But secondly, it's also a placeholder because it's just the beginning of a brand new year, and I'm on vacation, a much needed vacation. I'm in Puerto Rico right now when you're hearing me say this. I hope I'm finding just a little bit of joy and a little bit of peace after a long, hard year. At any rate, there's no jokes, there's no lights. I don't have anything else for you except to say I will hopefully see you back here next week and every Friday after that. Say, celebrate mediocrity.
Celebrate mediocrity. What?
Say, celebrate mediocrity.
Celebrate mediocrity. I can't say that word.
You can. Celebrate mediocrity.
Celebrate mediocrity.
Love it. You're a superstar. Thank you.